everyone. So I'm going to try and look at the actual camera lens rather than the screen over there, but it's really hard. So if you didn't see my last video, I posted a video just before this, kind of just checking in, saying, hey, I haven't made a video in like 6 months. I'm like teetering like really awkwardly on the edge of my sofa chair. So yeah, I just made a video kind of checking back in, saying that I changed my YouTube name. It's just my normal name. It's pronounced Aveen, by the way, because nobody can pronounce that, you know, seeing it first, which is actually one of the reasons why I never like had my YouTube name, channel name as my name, because you know, no one can pronounce it. But yeah, I've changed it. It was fitness plant-based, but I did mention in that video that I'm still going to be doing like running and fitness related videos, because, you know, that is life. I'm not in my own apartment right now. I'm in an Airbnb and I'm in Mexico City, and I have been in Mexico for the past 2 months, a little bit over 2 months. Yeah, 2 months and 1 week, and tomorrow is my last day here in Mexico City. I was in Tulum, and tomorrow's my last day here in Mexico, and I'm flying to San Francisco, and after that I'm flying to somewhere which I'm not going to say yet because it's still like, it's blowing my mind. Even someone who has like traveled absolutely all over the world, this is blowing my mind. Like this next place that I'm going to, I can't like talk about it until I actually get there, and I'm like hyperventilating thinking about it. Okay, but that's not what this video is about. What am I doing in Mexico City? I'm not in New York anymore. So from all my other videos, you could see that I was in New York. I lived in New York for a year. I'd already lived there before. I went to school in Columbia University in the Upper West Side in Manhattan. And I got a job with a digital design agency September or August of last year. Excuse me. And yeah, I like pretty much dropped everything and moved over. I was so excited to go back to New York again. I'm not going to talk too much in this video about what my life was like in New York, because that's not really, I guess it's kind of what this video is about, but not like completely. So why did I leave? So much has happened in the past 6 months, both good and bad. So the last video I made, I was in an apartment, and I was moving. I moved pretty soon after that, and I was in an amazing apartment. It was beautiful. My room was huge, and I had great lighting, and I wanted to film great videos there. But I had trouble like settling in New York, because I really wanted my own space, and I didn't feel comfortable living with people I didn't know. Like all my roommates all the time were absolutely lovely, like, and I love meeting new people. But just for me, this past year has been very unsettled, and like a lot has gone on, and I really was very like on edge in any apartment that I ended up in New York, no matter what the setup. And it was just because I needed my own space and familiarity after the amount of travel I've been doing and kind of some things that I've been going through. But anyway, so yeah, but the apartment was great. I just didn't feel, I was dealing like with a lot of anxiety, and I just didn't feel like filming, I guess. So yeah, but as for running, I had planned to do so many races that summer and the fall as well. I was gonna run the New York Marathon. I was offered a place in the New York Marathon, and I joined the running club, and it was great. It was like, that was the best thing that I did in New York, was join the running club. I made amazing friends, and just it changed my perspective on running completely. But I always said that I would never run a marathon because of my hip injury. I've had a hip injury. But everyone was running a marathon, and I got such FOMO. I mean, everyone was like, it was just the most exciting thing ever, and it really is. Like, training for a marathon with a run club is just so cool. It's brilliant. So I hopped on the marathon bandwagon, and I literally just like got consumed and obsessed by it. I had about 5 marathons and half marathons that I was going to race this year, and I was really like, you know, I was running with the local competitive group, which is like the top 30% in your age group, and like all of America. So I was really starting to build my running cred, I guess, in New York, and I planned to stay another year and a half, and you know, I love New York. I hate the weather there. The summer was brutal because like the heat is insane, the humidity. It's very expensive, but you know, I wasn't struggling. I had a good job, but as for the job, let's just get to that. So I'm like very much, I have what I want to do as a career in my mind, and then I was working this job which was nothing to do with my career. I mean, it was a great company, and yeah, it was a great company, but it wasn't leading me where I wanted to go, and I think that was making me like very anxious and very unhappy, and I didn't even realize it. But you know, I had the running, I had a good group of friends there, I had my routine, I had like, everything was just very routinized and very perfect. But I was struggling severely with stomach pain. I was diagnosed with gastroparesis about 3 years ago, and while I have managed to kind of like, it's a lot better than it used to be, I still kind of struggled with a lot of stomach pain and just some other issues that were kind of affecting me, my ability to perform at work. I'm not going to go into that in too much detail or at all in this video, but yeah, I was in constant pain at work, like stomach pain. I think I was dealing with a lot of anxiety because I was doing something that wasn't my passion, it wasn't bringing the best out of me, but I didn't realize that. But I think that when I don't get to do what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing, like it causes me like severe anxiety, which surfaces itself as symptoms in my body, so like stomach pain or whatever. So yeah, I started training for all these marathons, and pretty soon my mileage was at like 70 miles a week. I mean, I love running, like it's my passion, but I feel like, and this is normal when you're training for like a half marathon or a marathon, you just get like obsessed with it, and it's just like, it just changes everything. So it changes your mindset. Everything is about getting you running. So yeah, I was running 70 miles a week, and I was like, you know, I felt really, really fit. Like, you know, I felt like I'd reached a plateau a little bit, and you know, I had like my own training plan that I was following. I was not interested in following like any other training plan, so I had my own training plan. And the thing that, you know, one of the kind of things that I always go back to now is that I had stopped yoga, and yoga is amazing for like strength training and injury prevention as a runner, and I have never been injured, and I've never been injured ever through sports, ever. My hip injury was like a freak accident. So after a couple of, I think it was like mid-July, I got injured, and my knee flared up, and out of nowhere I had to stop running. And like, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but my life literally fell apart. Like, I was not mentally capable of handling not being able to run anymore. And yeah, so I thought it would only be like a weekend off or something, and even then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to miss my 20-mile Saturday run, I'm gonna fall back on fitness and blah 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 blah, and I'm not gonna feel good. So the weekend came and went, and I was still very much injured. So anyway, long story short, I pretty much fell apart mentally, like, and I realized that everything in my life was depended on me getting my run in that day. How happy I felt, how my stomach pain was, how much food I was eating, my mood, how concentrated I was. Like, everything depended on getting my run, on me having done my run that day, and I didn't realize that until I didn't have that anymore, until I didn't have my run anymore, and I was like, it was as if I had no control over my mood anymore, or I had no control over anything, and I realized that the running had been such a crutch, and that everything else in my life was just wrong for me. Like my job was wrong, my living situation was wrong for me, my lifestyle was not suiting me, my eating habits were not healthy anymore, just so much. New York wasn't the right place for me anymore, or at all even. Like, what was I doing here? Like, what was I doing working in that job? I was getting bored. I didn't feel like I had an impact anymore. So yeah, around about August, the end of August, oh yeah, at work it just like fell apart. I felt like I was going to burst into tears at work because I hadn't had my run, and I was just like staring out the window. It was really bad. Like, looking back now, I'm like, it's really, really bad. So obviously I lost my place in the New York Marathon. I had to rule off racing for the rest of the year because it was like, I didn't know what was wrong with my knee. I refused to go to the doctor because I just hate doctors, and it did eventually heal a little bit. I didn't get straight back into my 70 miles a week at all. I knew I'd have to take it slowly, but I also kind of around about August started to think about leaving New York and what I was going to do next. Sorry, this is going out of focus. That's better. And so I planned a trip to Los Angeles, LA in September, and I went to LA, and that was pretty much a transformative trip for me. I absolutely adored LA. I spent all my time in Santa Monica Beach with like a couple yogi friends, and I met a lot of cool people there, and the weather was amazing. I just felt like I did a lot of riding when I was there, and I just felt like so much more calm and like just so much more inspired there. And I feel like I'd lost all inspiration in New York. Like, people say that New York is like a place of like inspiration and stuff, but I've never really felt that. I've never felt like very inspired there. I mean, it's a wonderful city, but it's very materialistic. I really loved Williamsburg where I was living, but I think the fact that I hated my job so much was really the catalyst. And they had like sponsored my visa to stay, which didn't go through in the end because there's like a cap on the amount of H-1B visas that go through. But they had, like, the company that I was working for had like invested in the visa for me and a lawyer and everything, and it was the best thing ever that did not go through. So I left. I came back from LA and gave 2 weeks notice of work, packed my bag straight away, and I booked a ticket to Mexico. I really wanted sun, and I wanted water, like the beach, the sea, and just like zero stress. It turned out that I did end up going through a lot of stress because I've been working on my own freelance business, I guess, because I am now earning income on a remote basis, and it is up to me to kind of build that and kind of like strategize where I want to take it and what I want to do with my life next. But yeah, I kind of knew where I was going to go in December, so round about now. So I was just going to kind of chill out. The plan was just to chill out in Mexico for October and November because I didn't want to stay in New York. So I spent 1 month in Tulum, which is like near Playa del Carmen. I'm a city girl as well. I like the city, I like the cosmopolitan lifestyle. It was very humid in Tulum. So I came to Mexico City, and I've been in Mexico City for the past month, I'd say. And I've absolutely adored Mexico City. I feel like this is going to sound really like stupid and immature, but I've never been like drawn to like South America or anything. Like, I have been to Asia and like Australia and like Europe and stuff. So that's why like coming to Mexico was like really like a challenge for me because it like put me out of my comfort zone. I learned so much about myself the past 2 months, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I have so many goals for next year. As I said, I'm leaving Mexico City tomorrow, and my next destination, I'm either going to be there for 6 weeks or 3 months. I haven't decided yet. I'm really homesick. I'm just gonna put it out there. I've been like, I would not, I consider Ireland like home, but I'm never gonna live in Ireland, like ever. So yeah, I have a lot of things that I'm thinking about, like what am I gonna do next. I think I really need to slow down a little bit, like now after I'm going on a wild adventure for the next couple of months, but as if like the past 2 months and the past 3 years haven't been a wild adventure. But like this is gonna be so cool that like all the past travels are gonna seem like practice. So yeah, I guess this video is just kind of like an overview of the past 6 months, and like obviously a lot more has happened than what I could say in this little video, but why I quit my job in New York and why I moved to Mexico for 2 months. And you know what, sometimes I think I know what I'm doing, and then I arrive in the situation and I realize that no, I didn't think this through, or you know, I didn't make the wrong move, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I do hope to be kind of refocusing next year. Anyway, my battery is going to go now, and I'm feeling good for having filmed another video, and I'm really excited to start filming again a little bit more. So thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram. I post there quite a lot, and I will talk more about my blog, and you will see in the next video where my next destination is. And yeah, I'm really excited to create more content. So thanks for watching. Bye.